Congratulations, first of all, Anubhav bhai, and Thappad has done exceedingly well.
Thank you.
You look far more relaxed right now.
I've been resting past 3 days यार. कुछ नहीं किया मैंने.
And where
सिर्फ
exactly?
सोया हूँ.
आप कहाँ पर गए थे? You were out in the mountains somewhere.
वो तो मैं पहले गया था. अभी मैं घर पे हूँ. बॉम्बे में ही हूँ.
Right.
और मैंने तय किया कि मैं 3 दिन सिर्फ सोऊंगा. तो मैं 3 दिन से सिर्फ सोया. आज
Right.
चौथा दिन है. आज भी शायद सोऊंगा सारा दिन.
Right. All right. So, are you happy with the box office response for the film? Obviously, the critical response has been outstanding.
Even the box office response is fantastic. I mean,
Right.
the numbers that we have are amazing. I mean, we must have lost like 20% of our business because of this corona outbreak. But even without that, even at 80%, we are very very happy. So it's been a fantastic mix of box office and critical acclaim.
Definitely. And you also had this tiff on social media regarding certain malpractices on box office collections.
No, their collections are right. The collections that those guys are writing, actually, surprisingly, for all my 3 films, every morning that they declare previous day's collections, different portals, a lot of times they're telling you a little higher number than the real number. So even this time, their numbers are fine. The film has done, I mean, we'll know exactly 32, 33 crores already. And I don't like to quote numbers. And this is where roughly what they are saying also. But the interpretation of it was quite a slander, especially one of those, so which really got me upset.
Because ultimately the business of any film has to be judged from the cost of production and the P&A. But if you're not taking that into account, and if you're just judging the film maybe because of certain beliefs of the filmmaker or the actress, for example, because I think there is a certain slant towards women-oriented film as well, which is not right maybe.
Against it, no? Yeah, I mean, those trade analysts don't realize that they don't understand the trade anymore.
Right.
They don't know this. Movie business has gone past them. So they have no idea about this business. They just sit down and they gossip and they talk to each other, they pick up the phone. All of them are wanting to make films. So they reach out to you, sir, please direct a film for us. And next day they go and they write against you. So, these are all wannabe filmmakers who think they understand films and their business. But unfortunately, the cinema business is changing very fast. And they can't keep pace with it. It's changing very fast. I mean, it's taking us a lot of effort to understand the taste of the audience. Look at the successes in the past, in the recent past. The audience is making very brave choices and they're not caring about the size of the film or who's starring in it. They just smell something new about the film and they go and watch it.
Interestingly, what we have seen in the recent times is that, say for example, you have certain political beliefs or beliefs on the current affairs, and because of that you and Taapsee were targeted as well. Within the industry there were certain articles which were maybe rather than judging the film, they were more keen on judging your political beliefs.
I don't remember having seen any from within the industry because there's too much written about this film. So I have missed a lot, honestly. So maybe there was, which is fine. See, every time you'll have a strong view on something.
Right.
I like bananas. I love bananas. They're the best fruits. So obviously, when you have such a strong opinion, people will say, no, banana is not the best fruit. It's actually apple that's the best fruit. So, there'll be a difference of opinion. And same goes with politics. So people disagree with you, people dislike with you. At today's polarized times across the world, people react a little uncivil at times, but those are the times that we live in, and I'm fine with that. I don't think they sometimes try to set this narrative that if we don't like your film, if we go after your film can't work. And that narrative is fallen because, just take my 3 films. All 3 films they went against, and all 3 films are successes. So they don't matter. So I don't care much about them. Sometimes I engage with them because it's fun. but they're so stupid. Sometimes it's
No,
fun.
but you can be lethal. So I think while replying, you said that maybe someone like Deepika, they were able to target her, and she did not say much. She's a sweet girl, but I'm not going to take things lying down. And you're ballistic. You're absolutely ballistic about it. But this entire practice, as you're saying as well, that if they don't like certain actions of yours or certain beliefs of yours, this arrogance that they can harm you economically or through your films. How do you look at this aspect?
Nothing. I laugh at them. They can't do anything about it. I made 3 films. All the 3 they went after with all their might, and they failed miserably. They mean shit.
Looking at the positive aspects in terms of the impact that the movie is doing, Thappad for example. So I was reading this Facebook post of Meenakshi Shedde. She's a very fine critic, and she's also related to a lot of festivals, international festivals as well. And she had great things to say about the film. There are many wonderful things that are being said about the film. There are initiatives being taken by various organizations in terms of maybe changing the narrative around women and why it's not right to just intimidate women in many ways. Do you take that as a big victory for yourself and your entire team?
Yeah, it's a victory of the film. There are no individual victories on this, but just as a film, this is one of those rare films where the entire spectrum of critics gives you the same review. So whether it's Komal Nahta, whether it's Anupama or Taran Adarsh, everybody, they are at 2 ends of the spectrum more often than not. And the fact that a lot of the audience who has access to me via my phone number or my Facebook or Twitter, they have called me sometimes, and they have cried bitterly, and they have said we've made mistakes in our lives, and the movie has opened our eyes. So the impact has been tremendous. This is by far my best film as a director, I have always maintained. But even in terms of impact, this has made the most impact of the past 3 films that I've made.
You announced your next film with Ayushmann Khurrana. It's an action thriller. Can you please tell us something about it?
No, nothing more.
But you're looking forward to working with him once again?
Too underprepared to talk about it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him. He's a favorite, and we are both looking forward to working with each other.
You also said recently that whenever your movie gets over, you like to just escape, and you recently went as well, and after Article 15 you went to Kashmir, and you're unable to maybe take too much of love that tends to come your way. Why is that?
It just might go to your head, and I don't want to. I made too many mistakes in my career. I don't want to make any more mistakes. So I would rather not hear that phrase than start believing I know how to do it. I want to get into every movie thinking I don't know how to do it. I need to figure this.
I'm taking a liberty that of the conversation that we had in the flight while coming from Srinagar. Like I was coming from Leh and you were there on the holiday. So you told me that maybe you would want to make a film on Kashmir. This was in July last year. Would you still want to make a film on Kashmir?
Yeah. Right now I'm reading a book on Kashmir as we speak. So I don't know enough about the state and its history and its culture. But I'm reading, and
You tweeted recently about the fact that this virus it doesn't look at any person's religion or caste or race or anything else. So it'll impact everyone equally. Tell us, how do you look at this entire pandemic that is just engulfing the entire world right now, and we are at a very, very critical time in India as of today?
It's some sort of metaphoric also that this virus came into being at this point in time in the world, where the world is trying to segregate from each other basis various criteria. Somewhere it's race, somewhere it's caste, somewhere it's religion, somewhere it's nationality, and suddenly this unknown thing, intangible,
Right.
that comes into your life, and that tells you that we are all connected.
Right.
We are all one, irrespective of who we are and where we come from. So it's a great leveler also, that suddenly we need the same tests, we need the same cures, we need the same treatment, and we are all one. So suddenly it's not about this virus is doing different things to Muslims and different things to Hindus and different things to Christians and Jews. No, which is so funny. Which is so ironically funny. That while the human race is busy segregating, there is this destroyer who's saying, no, you're all one.
Right.
Stay warm.
You also tweeted yesterday that you guys are taking initiatives so that the workers, especially the lower rung down the entire food chain within the industry, they can be helped because there won't be any shooting for the next few days, and we don't know how long that possibly can be. So if you can please tell us something about what are the initiatives that you guys are taking.
Nothing, it was just me and Sudhir Bhai. We ended up chatting on Twitter, and we continued to chat on Twitter. There was some moron who said, "Why don't you talk on WhatsApp?" You know, these are such sick people. They don't understand that by chatting on Twitter, we are inviting more and more friends that we are not regularly in touch with. So suddenly, Najma Heptullah responds to our tweet, which I have never spoken to, I have never met her, or maybe I have once socially 74 years back. So anyway, we were chatting, and we figured that we must do something about these boys and girls who work on daily wages, and I mean, I'm sure they have savings for a rainy day, but for how long? And we don't know how long it's going to last. So, you know, while it's easy to say stop doing this, stop doing that, not easy, easier, you have to understand that this will have repercussions. Like, you know, those people will now need food, and for food they'll need money, and this might go into crime. So all of us as citizens, we have to foresee it, we have to look after it, and we were thinking about how to help our team. So if I start looking after my team, and Faridun is looking after his team, and Sudhir Mishra is looking after his team, you know, pretty much the whole world can be taken care of. We were in a way, we are all privileged people. So we were talking about that. What I did at my own level is that I told all my HODs from my previous firm to tell all the daily wage workers that if they get into any kind of a problem, they should reach out to us. And you know, something I will give. If I fall short, I'll call Faridun, I'll call a friend and say, give me some money, and I need some money. So we'll see where it goes. But if they are in trouble, they have a phone number to call.
Are you happy with the sort of preparation that we are having in India? Because we are seeing what is happening in Italy, for example, USA, and the whole of Europe, and how prepared maybe South Korea was in terms of testing. It is being said that we don't have enough testing facilities. We have this testing facility in Mumbai, for example, in Kasturba Gandhi Hospital, and Mumbai is huge. So are you happy with the preparation that?
You can never be fully prepared for this. So America, which is the most resourceful country apparently in the whole world, and even Europe to a large extent, everybody was caught unaware. Right. You know, they were all underprepared. So us being us, we too will be underprepared unless we are in denial, which is not something I'll rule out. India has so far dealt with it reasonably well. We are into the second or the third week of the pandemic, and you know, we seem to be pretty much in control. Also, we have the advantage of being a little late on the curve, because the mistakes Europe made are something that we are avoiding. So, like, my office has been shut down past 5 days and is shut all of this week, and then we'll take a call on Friday or Saturday what to do next. Europe understood it a little later and they paid for it. So maybe because we are a little late on the curve, we have Europe as an example to figure out what are the precautions that we must take. But I think so far we are doing fine. I'm convinced that if it breaks out like it did in Italy and China or Spain, we will be caught underprepared. There's no discussion on that.
Thank you very much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.